Data security and data access governance are two of the toughest challenges IT teams face today. Finding data, understanding what you have, understanding risk, and remediating problems that you find usually involve the use of rules and regular expressions or the enlistment of end users to help you understand the data. With concentric semantic intelligence, we're leveraging artificial intelligence to scan data, categorize it, assess it for risk, and then give you a single place to go off to remediate some of the problems that you may find. So to illustrate how this works, today what I'd like to do is walk you through a specific example of a data access governance task to help improve and bring a few files that we're looking at into compliance. So the specific example I'm going to use is we're going to look for investment term sheets, and we're going to change the permissions on those term sheets to be accessible only by the team that typically works with that kind of data. And to boot, I'm going to go ahead and set up a notification to a file owner when they're out of compliance so that they can understand what they need to do to remediate things and potentially do things better in the future. All right, so let's start off and have a look at the dashboard. You can see here on the top a summarization of the 1,000 files that we have under management here. Just below that are what we call risk widgets. Risk widgets are simple presentations of specific types of risk. This allows you to, at a glance, see what you've got going on in your environment, drill down into each of these risk widgets and really understand what's going on and maybe take some remediation steps. Now, the product comes with some risk widgets that are kind of typical of the ones that our customers have used that come out of the box. If you have some specific use cases that you'd like to track and manage on a closer basis, it's quite straightforward to create your own risk widgets. As an example, if you wanted to keep tabs on source code files that were shared using personal emails, you could set up a risk widget, and then you'd see it here on this summarization dashboard so that you can keep track of what's going on. Now, but today what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the risk widget that we see on the far right that says risky sharing of finance files outside the company. We'll drill in here, and that 1,000 files becomes 21. You can see up here in the upper left-hand corner. Now, of course, we don't want to do this particular remediation step, this policy implementation on all the finance files. We really are just looking for the specific files that are investment term sheets. And sure enough, as I drill into those 21 files, there on the left, I can see 6 investment term sheets that have been permission to allow external user access, right? And so those are the files we're worried about and that we want to implement some new policies on, right? So if I double click on those 6 files, you can see it went from 1,000 to 21 finance files to 6 investment term sheets. And now I can have a look at these files to get a little bit more color on what's going on behind the scenes with these files. One of the most compelling things about the semantic intelligence solution is our ability to give you a really content-centric perspective or content-centric view into your data. Rather than starting with the finance folder or the finance SharePoint and looking at their files to see what their permissions are, what semantic intelligence has done in this particular case is it's looked over a variety of different file stores, right? They could be on-premises file stores, Dropbox, Box, G Drive, any number of SharePoint instances, and it brings all the files in to this central location to give you a very content-centric view of your data. Now we've only got one particular location for these 6 files, but again, this is something that can be very handy for you to get a grasp on what's going on, and is a pretty unique way to look at what's happening. Now the other thing I can do is drill in and have a closer look at each of these 6 different files. I'm not going to do that in the interest of time, but there are some additional tools I have now to more fully understand exactly what I'm looking at here. Instead, what I'm going to go ahead and do is implement those policies that we were talking about, right? We want to change the permissions to really only allow permissions to a specific internal group and set up a notification for file owners so that they know that they've gotten out of compliance with one of their files, right? So to do that, I'm going to create a policy. And in this case, I'm going to pick the action of defining a permission. Really don't want all users internally to be able to see these files, so I'm going to hit deny all here. I'm going to choose a particular specific group. It turns out it's the Knox team that is actually able to, or should be, seeing these investment term sheet files. And I hit done. So I've got a one action here for that set of files. If I want to do a notification, I simply repeat that process. I hit send notification to the file owner. I can customize the message if I want to. I won't do that for the sake of time. And I hit done. And then I hit apply. And we are done. We've remediated these files. We've very quickly drilled down, found the finance files that are investment term sheets. We've applied some policies to limit the permissions for those particular files to a designated internal group, and then send notifications to the file owner on an ongoing basis. So if this sounds like something that could be useful in your organization, if you've got some specific data access governance or data security challenges that you're really struggling with right now, we'd love to work with you and see what you have, and see if we can't design a solution that helps you bring a lot better rigor and data security into your organization. Visit us at concentric.ai. There's a couple places on the site you can request a demo, and we'll get you in touch with one of our product experts and do what we can to help improve your posture. Appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks again.